Alright, your APT Standard Development Program recommended practices rail transit vehicle pre-departure inspection. Contents 1. Introduction, background requirements, safety general requirements, vehicle inspection, operating cabin inspection, vehicle pre-departure exterior inspection, pre-departure interior inspection, brake system functional check, correction of deficiencies, supervisory of site oversight. Alright, this introduction is not part of the RTM VIM RM00802 first revision to June 28, 2013 recommended practice of rail transit vehicle pre-departure inspection. Recommended practice for the pre-departure inspection mainly for the rail transit vehicle to represent the common viewpoints of those part of the concern with the provisions, namely transit, operating, planning, agency, manufacturer, consult with the engineering general interest group, the application of any of the standard practice guidelines contained with the here is purely voluntarily. In some case, federal and state regulations govern the portions of the rail transit system operation. In this case, government regulations take proceedings over the recommended practice. APTA recognizes the certain application for the standard of the practice implemented by the individual rail transit systems may be more or less restrictive than the others given in this document. The recommended practice is intended to assist the rail transit system personnel performing basic maintenance inspection procedures. Each rail transit rail cars may be different procedures set and described. The documentation will not be necessary to apply, but not required every rail training system maintenance and inspection procedure. Her rail transit vehicle pre-departure inspection background. Due to the many different vehicle design, size, type, the operating template among the rail transit system, the separate set of inspection criteria to be used across the industry, but it's not workable specifically what to know to inspect needs to be determined individually by each rail train system. Based on the specific equipment design and operating environment, following guideline principles are recommended to develop the pre-departure inspection. Inspection should not require the vehicle to be placed over a pit. Inspection should not require coupling or uncoupling of the vehicle. The inspection could be performed by either operating personnel, maintenance personnel. By anyone doing the inspection must be adequately trained to do so. Inspection should be walk-around, walk-through visual examination, looking through obvious defects. Recommended to provide flexible rail transit to inspect some items on less frequent pre-departure basis based on past safety operation history. Rail transit systems should develop local policy procedure, implement recommended practice. Local policy procedure should be based on the manufacturer recommendation, operating the experience of the equipment and covered with the sense the purpose of the pre-departure inspection is to ensure safety. Local policy procedures must provide clear guidance for the criteria, remove the vehicles that from are not placing vehicles in revenue service with the critical defects identified. Alright, 2. Requirements. The established rail transit system safety practice policies, rules, procedures should be followed at all times. The performance of these inspection general requirements of the railroad transit system should be determined with the vehicle system components must be inspected on the pre-departure basis. Each railroad transit system should identify those vehicle systems components that, based on extensive past operating and experience, do not require pre-departure inspection and can be inspected at greater intervals. The railroad transit system shall be developed and conduct periodic inspection maintenance program where required inspected frequencies for these systems of the components. Each railroad transit system will perform pre-departure inspection system components identified in accordance with the Section 3 recommended practice for each of the rail transit vehicle prior to the placing the vehicle in the revenue server. The pre-departure inspection shall consist of an operator cab check, external check in the vehicle inspection, internal vehicle inspection, and brake system functional check. Each railroad transit system shall develop a specific written policy procedure that take into account the specific equipment design, local operation conditions. The vehicle pre-departure inspection recommended with the recommended practice. The policy procedure shall give the inspector clear guidance on the criteria for the reporting equipment should be removed or not placed into the revenue service. Each railroad transit system shall ensure the employee of the contractor responsible for the performance of the vehicle with the inspection skill knowledge required to effectively perform inspection assigned to them, and for the APTM RTRP VIM 011 rail transit vehicle inspection training and qualification for guidance for the training of the inspecting rail train vehicles. 3.1 Vehicle inspection recommended as Section 3.1 through 3.4 shall be conducted prior to the planning of the vehicle and into the revenues for the operation, work on the trains, testing, and plowing, etc. No light rail and heavy rail design different with the light rail vehicles offered designed for street running and equipped with the additional street running safety features. If a vehicle is not equipped with the listed component system with the corresponding pre-departure inspection with the component system may be admitted. Also, all repairs and adjustments are made in accordance with the railroad transit system policy policy and procedure. Operating cab instruction. Inspect all the test cab components shall be identified with the railroad transit system. Railroad transit system shall be considered, including the following operator per cab pre-departure inspection. Present and restrictive operating tag of devices, train configuration, train control setting, cab signal, electrical circuit breakers, windshield wiper, the washers, windshield inside glazing, horns, gongs, buzzer, bells, radio, public address for the intercom system, side view cameras, interior and exterior mirrors, closed circuit television, interior surveillance with security equipment panel, covers, guards, cab light, gauges, indicators, emergency equipment tools, verify all bypass and cutout switches as are in normal position and properly sealed. And annunciator panel indicators normally equipped with the test features to ensure the indicator lights are functioning. All cabin doors are closed and locked if applicable. In addition, all cars and doors closed, locked for the railroad transit system policy coordinating finding indication train operator display. Alright, your 3-2, your vehicle pre-departure exterior inspection, possible in accordance with the railroad transportation safety system, yards, and track safety rule procedures. Conduct a full working or a walk-around visual inspection vehicle with the obvious defects. If the railroad configuration does not allow the full walk-around inspection safely done on one side of the vehicle, may be inspected as much as possible without uncoupling, going under the vehicle and inspecting all system components identified by the rail transit system visual. The defects present in the function rail transit system should be considered in the following of the component system as part of the pre-departure inspection. Train makeup. Present for the restrictive operating tag of the coupler stop assembly and draft gear also can be inspected without uncoupling. Pilot, snow plow, track brake, parking brake handle, headlights, trail lights, tail lights, brake lights, marker lights, equipment provided with disadvantaged direction, turn signal standards, truck bogies, equipment wheel well bearings where visible, friction brake components where visible, step stairs, threshold plates, anti-climbers, handholds, window wipers, the gaskets and seals, exterior emergency signage status, exterior emergency indicator, electrical cable jumper connectors also be connected with disconnecting or uncoupling, pantographic current collectors and fuel level buffer springs and chains and diaphragm between cars, automatic train control, automatic train operation, automatic train protection components, transponders, trip switches, and trip cock, and air suspension system lever, the brake cutouts, hanging equipment components, car body damage, dragging equipment full of debris that would interfere with the safe train movement. Alright, 3-3, vehicle pre-departure interior inspection. Perform an interior walkthrough and inspect all the components of the system and identify with the rail transit system. Obvious visual defects present functional and rail transit system should be considered, including the following with the part of the vehicle interior pre-departure inspection. Floor passage, aisles, interior lighting, emergency lighting, tool sign, equipment and decals, window exhaust, emergency window exits, emergency brake handles, seats, luggage rack, ADA equipment, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, side passenger, emergency door, circuit breakers, all doors locked with a railroad transit system policy. 3-4, brake system function check. A function check for the friction brake system should be made in accordance with the rail transit system policy procedure for the rail transit system. Consider check of the following: dead man alert feature, train operator, emergency brake application actuation device, friction brake apply release and normal function indication, low speed brake application. 4, correct deficiencies. Any deficiency during inspection section 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4 should be corrected in accordance with the rail transit system policy, original equipment manufacturer recommendation. 5, supervisor oversight. Supervisor railroad transit system employees contractors assigned vehicle inspection maintenance tasks should be conduct spot checks to others techniques to ensure the assigned task, including pre-departure inspection, performed in accordance with the rail transit system policy and procedures. And then it goes into your references, definitions, abbreviations, summary of document change, and document history. And this was your rail transit vehicle pre-departure inspection.